Good day to each and everybody. So our topic is about the other national security concerns in the Philippines, wherein we'll be discussing the other national security concerns of how we appreciate the concept of national security and how we develop awareness of the various national security concerns. You're wondering, why do we need to know, or why do we need to discuss or study the other national security concerns, and how national government implements this kind of security concerns? Well, simply because here in our society, there's a lot of conflict, crimes, violence that we issue in our society. So here in our society, we need peace, justice, freedom, and harmony. So that's why the government implement this kind of security. So, introduction. A country cannot survive if it's not able to protect its own nation state, its citizen, as well as the essential components such as its economy and institutions. This responsibility rests on the government. This duty is best described as the ability to preserve the nation's physical integrity and territory, to maintain its economic relations with the rest of the world on reasonable terms, to preserve its natures, institution, and governance from disruption from outside, and to control its borders. This is similar to a family wherein the parents will do everything to make the children's house property to make it safe from outside threats such as bulgars, trespassers, and other unwelcome guests. So there are three pillars of national security system, security concerns rather. So firstly, the first pillar is defending the Philippines' national unity, its democracy, and its social institution. The most important foundation of national unity is that all citizens share one national identity, that is being Filipinos, regardless of their ethnic, religious, cultural, and ideological orientations. So, sa first pillar is tumutukoy sa na ang pagkakaisa ng bawat tao ay mahalaga sa ating bansa. So, regardless of your ethnicity, cultural orientations, or kahit sino ka pa or ano ka pa, kung handa kang tumulong at may respeto ka sa bawat pagkakakilanlan, at sa bansang ito ay makakabuo tayo ng pagkakaisa at kapayapaan, at maprotektahan natin ang bawat isa mula sa mga posibleng threats outside the country. So the second pillar of national security is guaranteeing the security of state and preserving and protecting its sovereignty, territorial integrity, and institution. This is clearly provided in the Constitution. So, ang second pillar is tumutukoy ito ay tungkol sa pagsiguro na ligtas at hindi inaatake ang ating bansa. Kasama dito ang pagprotekta sa ating freedom, territory, and other institution. Dapat itaguyod ang peace and order at pananatilang civilian control sa military. As an individual, you can contribute to state security by obeying the laws and regulations of your country and respecting the authority of the government. And last is the third pillar. The third pillar is the security of properties, infrastructures, and keeping the people safe from all forms of threats, both here and overseas, and to extent possible making employments in arrange to bring back domestic abroad Filipino laborers where their physical security can be completely ensured by our government. So ito ay tungkol sa pagsiguro ng mga naligtas ang mga mamamayan natin, ang ari-arian natin, at mga important infrastructures. Kasama na rito ang pagprotekta sa mga kalsada, kuryente, and other systems which are important to our daily living. Dapat din tayo magtulungan sa ating bansa. So you can contribute to property and infrastructure security by practicing safety measures, being aware to potential risks, and reporting suspicious activities. So, yung tatlong pilar na yun ay mahalaga sa ating bansa upang mapanatili nating maayos at safety ang ating pamumuhay dito sa ating lipunan. Yun lamang, maraming salamat.
Good day, guys. So today I'm gonna tell you the parts of the national security interests, which includes the public safety, law, order and justice, socio-political stability, and economic solidarity and sustainable development. So the public safety, law, and order and justice, in simple terms, it keeps the people safe from harm, accidents, and emergencies. The law and order maintains the peace and preventing crime by enforcing laws, while the justice is the fair and impartial treatment within the legal system, ensuring rights and accountability. That people receive their rights and are held accountable for their actions in just a manner. While the socio-political stability means a situation where a society experiences calmness, order, and continuity in its social and political aspects. It implies the state of harmony and balance in the interactions between people and the governing structures, fostering an environment where social and political systems can function without major disruptions or conflicts. While the economic solidarity and sustainable development are working together and supporting each other in economic activities to promote shared well-being and reduce inequality. It also meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs, focusing on long-term environmental, social, and economic balances.
Hi everyone, a pleasant day to all of my fellow classmates. I am Charlie Jiben, and today I'm gonna discuss the continuation of the topic of last reporter, talking about the national security interest. And today I'm gonna discuss the number 4, 5, and 6. First is we're gonna talking about the territorial integrity. Territorial integrity is a system of government na kung saan we are aware of our boundaries natin sa land, sa ating lupa, boundaries natin sa ating karagatan, and even airspace, na kung saan malaya tayong makagamit ng mga resources natin within our country. Kung napag-aralan nyo yung 1987 Constitution nyo sa senior high, is may knowledge na kayo tungkol dito, kasi yung topic natin ngayon is so related dun sa Article 1 and Article 2 ng 1987 Constitution, which is ang Article 1 is talking about the national territory, and the Article 2 is the Declaration of Principle and State Policies. Halimbawa ng territorial integrity is yung current trends ngayon sa news. Yung, kung alam nyo, yung Pilipinas at saka yung China na pinag-aagawan yung South China Sea. Kasi alam ng China na yung Pilipinas is isa sa pinakatanyag na bansa na kung saan maraming minerals o maraming mga resources na makukuha. Kaya yung China is gustong agawin yung pagmamay-ari ng Pilipinas, yung karagatan sa South China Sea. Kasi alam nila na maraming mga isda na makukuha doon, maraming mga resources na magagamit doon. But our president na si Bongbong Marcos is hindi pumayag na maagaw ng China yung karagatan doon sa South China Sea. Kasi alam naman natin na pagmamay-ari ng Pilipinas yung South China Sea. And yun is isa yun sa halimbawa ng territorial integrity, yung pinapahalagahan natin yung pagmamay-ari ng ating bansa. And next one is the number 5. Number 5 is the ecological balance. Ecology is the study of relationship among living organisms, including human and their physical environment. So dito is pinatatag ito ng sistema ng ating government para yung relationship natin other living organisms and also especially sa physical environment is maging aware tayo sa kanila. Kasi like for example, in reality is aware naman tayo na maraming mga buildings na ngayon, maraming mga factories na ginagawa kaysa sa environment natin sa mga puno. Like for example, yung mga puno is pinuputol na ng mga tao or ina-abuse na yung mga environment. Kaya nahihirapan tayong mamuhay sa araw-araw. Like for example, yung puno is napakahalaga ng puno sa pamumuhay ng mga tao kasi yung puno is nag-contaminate ng fresh air o ng oxygen na kung saan makakakuha tayo ng malinis na hangin dun sa puno. And also sa other living organisms na ninirahan sa isang environment. Like for example sa kagubatan, if ina-abuse natin yung kagubatan, pinuputol natin yung mga kahoy, is may posibilidad na yung other living organisms, like for example ng mga animals na ninirahan doon, is mamamatay dahil ina-abuse na yung kanilang yung kagubatan na tinitirahan nila. Kaya itong ecological balance na pinatatag ng ating gobyerno dito sa ating bansa is not even lang para malaman natin na may mga living organisms pala dito sa nanirahan dito sa mundo, but to raise an awareness to all people na nag-a-abuse ng mga kagubatan. Kaya yung mga tao na hindi alam kung ano ang halaga ng mga other living organisms and sa ating environment is na-raise na yung awareness nila para hindi na abusuhin yung mga environment natin and other living organisms. Kasi naniniwala talaga ako na yung mga bagay dito sa mundo or like for example mga other living organisms is may value sila, may kahalagahan at may matutulong na mamuhay at may karapatan na mamuhay dito sa ating mundo. And the last one is the number 6. So the last one is the cultural cohesiveness. Cultural cohesiveness, it is a trusting network or relationship and shared values and norms of residents in a neighborhood, which means pinapatatag nito ang ating paniniwala sa ating kultura. Philippine government make a system na kung saan kahit nanggaling tayo sa iba't ibang kultura at iba't ibang paniniwala, ay nandun pa din yung pagkakaisa nating mga Pilipino in order to foster a good citizenship in our country. Like for example, ngayon sa pag-aaral natin, alam naman natin na nanggaling tayo sa iba't ibang kultura or iba't ibang paniniwala. May Muslim dito or may mga Christian, even indigenous people. Pero nandito tayo or we are here as one in order to learn upang makakuha ng degree. We are here to share our beliefs, culture, identity, and hindi tayo nandito para mag-discriminate ng other culture or other na paniniwala. Maging aware tayo sa pagdi-discriminate ng mga paniniwala o kultura kasi may batas na pinatupad ang Philippine government about cultural policies under the Republic Act 7356. And that's all. Thank you.
Alright. Next one is the moral and spiritual consensus. So, this component speaks of a moral and spiritual consensus among Filipinos on the wisdom and righteousness of the national vision as enunciated by the conscious national leadership. So, about this explanation about this is the moral and spiritual consensus is this a component emphasize the importance of having a shared understanding and agreement among Filipinos on this wisdom and righteousness of the national vision. So when there is a moral and spiritual consensus, it fosters unity and a sense of common purpose among the Filipino or other people. So making it easier to address national security challenges. So it promotes also the collective commitment to upholding the values and principles that underpin the country's security. So the example of this like a something sharing thoughts, sharing about God's, something like that. So next one is number 8 is international peace and cooperation. So the security of this statement is best enhanced through the pursuit of amity and cooperation with all nations and partnerships with like-minded countries and strategic partners. So again, international peace and cooperation. So these components highlights the significance of pursuing amity and cooperation with other nations. For example, in today's interconnected world, national security challenge often transcend borders, requiring collaborative efforts to address them and also effectively. So by fostering international peace and cooperation, and a country can build alliance, partnerships, and networks that enhance its security capabilities and enable collective response to shared security threats. So it also helps in promoting stability and preventing conflicts that could potentially impact the national security. So best example for this is something law that we encountered today. So so overall, these two components play a crucial role in addressing national security challenge by promoting unity, shared values, and international collaboration. So they contribute to creating a favorable environment for addressing threats and risks effectively, so both domestically and internationally. So thank you.
So good day everyone, my name is Rana B. Ramirez and my reporting for today is all about internal environments. So law and order in administrations of justice. The role of criminal law in social order is first investigated by identifying the fundamental concept guiding change in law. A comparative study of criminal law and the origins and premises of Anglo-American criminal law are also presented. Elements of criminal liability and offenses against a person's property, habitation, occupancy are discussed. The internal armed conflict and international armed conflicts occur when one or more states have recourse to armed force against another state, regardless of the reasons or intensity of this confrontation. No formal declaration of war recognition of situation is required. The existence of international armed conflicts and as a consequence that possibility to apply international humanitarian law, the situation depends on what actually happens on the ground.
Terrorism and transnational crimes. The terrorism and transnational crime pose a direct threat to the security of individual countries and to international peace and prosperity. These twin problems are a persistent global threat that know no borders, nationality, or religion, and operate outside the rule of law. Transnational terrorist and crime syndicate are usually well organized internationally and domestically. They are well resourced, have access to the latest technologies and skills, and will use unlimited or any form of violence to achieve their goals and objectives. The Philippines faces continuing threats from terrorism, both of foreign and domestic origin. Maliga origin.
So, good morning everyone. I am Edmar Janji Aberte, Bachelor of Physical Education. Ako ang continuation sa National Security Challenges, which is sa first kay internal issues, ako ay external issues. So, nahiling mga topics ang internal issues. These are overlapping territorial claims, maritime domain issues, geopolitical issues, global and regional, global uncertainties, proliferation of weapons of mass destruction, increased global economic uncertainties, global security issues and the welfare of OFW, proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. So, first is overlapping territorial claims. So, kaning overlapping territorial claims, when two or more states na nag-claim og supreme power over the same piece or territory, ang example ani is kanang dagat or an island or bisag bato, ilagya po nagtatakan og pangalan or sa asa pa nadapitan na country. So, ang example ani is katong sa katong South China Sea or West Philippine Sea na gina-claim sa China ang West Philippine Sea, which is nag-resolve siya og conflicts sa Philippines. So gibuhat to sa China tungod siguro sa natural resources or fisheries or trade something. But man gud sila tungod ana nag-set man gud sila boundaries which is gitawag nila 9-dash line. Ang kaning 9-dash line isa ni siya kadagat na ina-claim nila ilaha, which is naigo ang Philippines, Brunei, Vietnam, Taiwan and Malaysia, which is nagka-conflict siya. So ay uban like if nakikita mo atong sa salida sa Barbie, nagbutang sila tong 9-dash line which is giban sa sa ubang countries tungod kinaka-offense sila. So next is maritime domain issues. So ang definition magud ani niya sa tanan area or mga butang sa taas, sa baba, over, under, sa pabana, sa sulod, sa gawas, or related or naga-border sa isa ka sea or ocean, or mga other navigatable waterway. So, appeal diri ang mga maritime related activities like for example, kana naga-detect og threats or assurance sa freedom. Ay importante maguning maritime domain issues because naga-protect ni sila og kanang mura siya peace treaty ba sa mga excuse me, sa national borders na mo identify og hidden risk or profiling vessels, kanang mga profiling vessels ginagamit na sa mga engineers so ang kaning profiling vessels na mosulod sa isa ka territorial waters. So yun. Next is geopolitical issues, global and regional. So dito sa global sa global ang problema ang definition niya isa siya ka problema na nag-affect sa tibuok kalibutan. Like for example climate change. Syempre di naman po na ma-effect sa isa ka kita majutan na ma-effect. Like for example global warming, pa-affect ko jutan na pananti sa ramon kalibutan. So mao ang definition niya. So next is regional. Unlike sa global, ang regional kay isa siya ka problema na sa sulod lang sa akong pagsabot. So isa ni siya ka specific area which is ang sa global kay affected siya sa whole. Ang example ani niya kay territorial disputes or political rivalries. Basta ang global kay general siya ang regional kay specific. So which is mag-result kaya po siya hubot. Next is global uncertainties and proliferation of weapons of mass destruction increase global economic uncertainty. So sa global uncertainty sekta ang kanin siya kay nag-refer siya na mura siya existence na unpredictable or mabuhat o insecurities na makaproblema ang governments, businesses, etc. Ang mga sample ani is environmental challenges or global health crisis. Para sa COVID, itong sa COVID, di ba, kay naapektuhan ng mga pagkaunan, like tanan jud naapektuhan ng gamay ang business. So to next is proliferation of weapon. Kani siya daw siyang impact sa global economic dynamics, apil po diri mga trades o mga businesses gyapon like investment, market stabilities and etc. For example, ang pag-pursue sa North Korea o kanang pag-sample nila sa mga nuclear weapons na gitest gyapon nila, which is naka-conflict siya og mga sa tawagan na international condemnation, which is disapproval na nagka-conflict pud sa investment marketing stabilities, or syempre kay ubang countries kay na threaten sa gibuhat na test sa North Korea. So next is global security issues and the welfare of OFW. Kani siya importante po ni siya sa tinuod lang tungod kay syempre hadlok magtrabaho sa layo sa yung pamilya. So kani siya dako kini siya affect sa mga overseas Filipino workers. Like for example, terrorism, human rights, siguro child violation. So based na po sa akong research, ang gilang gipatupad na batas ani kay gi-strengthen pa para ma-assure nila ang security sa mga OFW. So yun. Lastly, proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. So nag-refer lain ni siya sa proliferation of weapons of mass destruction, increase global economic uncertainties. Ang kanisya, ang definition ani niya kay rapid ang increase sa mga destructive weapons o widespread po ang iyang damage. So nani siya itulo ka category, which is chemical, biological, and nuclear. Ang kanang nuclear, nag-conflict niya siya tungod sa unauthorized access or gituyo na access or accidental use. So, next is chemical. Ang chemical, nag-design siya, ang design sa chemical kay ma-harm ang environment o human life. And next is biological. Lining chemical and biological because biological nagagamit sila mga living organisms like viruses, bacteria, etc. na nag-conflict siya o nagmamatay na tao or mamatay ang mga animals or mga plants. So yun. That is all. Thank you very much.
So good evening everyone. I am Jeremy Venencia. I am here to discuss the other strategic issues and challenges. So first on the list is we have climate change effects on the Philippines. So yung climate change, based sa mga studies, recent studies, yung Philippines is one of the most vulnerable country when it comes sa climate change. So yung climate change is ito yung pag-shift ng Earth's climate patterns na kung saan nagkakos siya, nagre-result siya into more severe, more frequent weather conditions kagaya ng malalakas na pag-ulan and malalakas na pagbagyo. So, let's take Typhoon Haiyan as an example. So, yung Typhoon Haiyan is nag-iwan siya ng malaking pinsala sa bansa, sa ekonomiya ng bansa. So, yan. So, may mga recent studies din na kung saan yung Pilipinas daw is posibleng magkaroon ng water shortage by 2025. So, Bakit? Anong dahilan? So, nang dahil din sa climate change, of course. So, yung climate change sa severe na pag-ulan, severe na mga weather conditions is mataas yung posibilidad na bumaha. So, sa pagbahang yun is pwedeng makontaminate yung mga freshwater sources natin. So, yun. So, next is we have cybercrime in Asia. So, yung cybercrime is basically ito yung crime, committed na crime with the use of technology. So, yung kaso ng cybercrime sa Asia is tumataas. Kagaya ng credit card fraud, panloloko gamit yung credit card, ATM theft, pananakaw sa ATM through hacking, and more, marami pang iba na tumataas dito sa Asia. So, yung isa sa mga pinakasikat na form ng cybercrime dito sa Pilipinas, specifically is yung scam, yung online deceptive scheming. So, it is basically yung mga scammer is magsasend sila ng message or emails na kung saan magpo-provide ka doon ng important information mo na kapag nag-provide ka is of course mabibiktima ka nila. So dito sa bansa kailangan natin ng kailangan natin na mas improve na cybersecurity para mas mabawasan yung pagtaas ng kaso o kaya mapababaan yung pagtaas ng kaso ng cybercrime dito sa Asia, specifically dito sa Pilipinas. So next is we have the role of youth in national security. So yung 1987 Constitution is pinapahalagahan nila yung youth in terms of nation building. So yung mga government sectors is kailangan nilang suportahan yung mga youth. Hindi lang dapat nilang suportahan, bagkus kailangan din nilang protektahan sa mga possible